So I thought I'd show you my collection of fidget toys and stress relievers. Many months ago I was in a really kind of bad place. I was going through a lot, just things that were happening in my life, and I was going through a hell of a lot of stress, and I decided to buy a lot of different stress relievers, because I thought, well, I don't really have anything to lose. They are extremely cheap, like anything from around £1 to a couple of pounds each. And rather than just getting one and hoping that it would work, I thought if I buy all sorts of different ones, then there's more chance that at least one or a few of them will work. So there's all sorts of different stress relievers and like fidget toys in here. We've got like bowling balls, and let's try and open it. So I actually keep these two boxes on the mantelpiece because I think they do look quite nice rather than in this crate. Got like magnets, got fidget cubes and fidget spinners. Yeah, like last year in 2017, fidget spinners were really big, and then it was like suddenly overnight you just never heard about them anymore. So I guess the whole fidget spinner thing is over now. You've got stress balls as well. All sorts of different things. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread all of this out on the table and we can take a closer look. Alright, so here they all are laid out on the table. Let's take a closer look. So first off is this claw massager. You basically massage your head with it, like you push it onto your head, and these wires will like spread out, and you just kind of do that. And I find that it does feel quite therapeutic to use. It does feel quite nice for a short time, but I wouldn't recommend using it in front of other people because you probably look a bit weird. And these wires, they vibrate like crazy as well. Next up are these really big bowling balls. These are solid metal and they're quite heavy. Then we have these smaller bowling balls. I think these are made out of resin and they're hollow. They have bells inside. Then we've got like this spiky massage ball. I think you're kind of like meant to like put a mat out and like just kind of roll the sole of your foot on the ball like that. And I think you can also kind of lie on it as well, so your back is lying against it and you just kind of roll around on it. So I'm not really sure exactly what it's meant to do, but I think it's just kind of meant to be like therapeutic or whatever. Same kind of thing with these two rollers. You basically just, it's like there's certain points on your body that you use them on, you just kind of roll it against your arm or whatever. Here's a roller which looks like a plant in a plant pot. These leaves, you use the leaves to basically hold it, and you can take it out of the plant pot like that. And there's your roller ball. So onto the magnetic toys. So this is a really cool one. You can basically kind of like build structures with it. It's like money themed, so you've got like euros, dollars, percentages, coins. I used to actually have this next to the phone because it was quite fun to just kind of like mess around with it. Like if I was on like a boring phone call, like it might be something to do with insurance, and you're having to wait while listening to music and whatever, it kind of feels nice to just kind of mess around with something while you're waiting. Kind of makes it feel more bearable. But I found other people would mess about with this, and I would sometimes find some of these things on the floor, and I thought it's only a matter of time before like some of these things get lost. So I ended up just putting it into the basket with the rest of my fidget toys. So we have some ball magnets which are quite big. I think these are called ferrite ones. They're not as strong as the neodymium magnets. There's some neodymium magnets, and I find them just really fun to just kind of mess around with, kind of therapeutic, like peeling off layers. And you can do all sorts of different things with them, like build different kinds of structures and stuff. We've got some cube ones there. And then we've got these ones. These ones are really delicate. So they are neodymium magnets, which means they're very strong, and because they are so thin and brittle, when they slam together they break like that. You can see loads of broken ones there. So they're kind of pointless because they basically just self-destruct. And I'll keep these in like some bubble wrap, so so they won't slam into other things made out of metal, and which will just break even more of them. Oops. Here's some magnetic rubber clay. So it's basically like putty, but it's magnetic, and you get like these eyes with it that you can put on it, and you get a cube as well. So like if you take the magnetic putty out of the bag and you put the cube onto it, it all kind of slowly over time, it all kind of like creeps over the cube. And I do find it quite satisfying to just kind of mess around with in my hand while I'm watching the TV and whatever. Here we have a stress ball. I think it's a stress ball anyway, because you can do that with it, and it does look really delicate, like it could just burst really easily. But I've messed around with it quite a lot and it's not burst. And I think what you're actually meant to do with it is to kind of like slam it down on the floor, so it kind of it's like it splatters outwards. I'll try and demonstrate that now. I'll just create a bit of space for myself. So let's try that. So here is another stress ball, and when you squeeze it, it reminds me of like a bunch of grapes. And then here's another, like it's not really a ball, but it's like it's the same kind of thing. You basically squeeze it, the foot comes out, and it's meant to relieve stress. I've used these stress balls when I've felt stressed, and to be honest, they don't really make any difference to how I'm feeling. So onto the fidget cubes. Although not all of them are cubes, you can see this one is a dodecahedron. Yeah, the quality of this one is not that great, but what do you expect? It only costs like a few pounds. Like not that long after using it, like one of these buttons, they kind of like part of the button stuck in. It's not. I think it's this one. So you can see the front of it is kind of like stuck in and stuff. The rubber band that's snapped off. But there's all the different buttons and features that are on it. Then you've got another fidget dodecahedron, and this looks and feels of a much nicer quality than the other one. And there's the rubber thing that snapped off the other one. Here's a fidget nut, and the way you use it, I'm pretty sure this is how you're supposed to use it, is you just put it on your finger and then you can just roll it around to whichever feature you want, like that, and just use your thumb to like turn things and like pressing the buttons. And we've got this fidget cube, which it's not that cube shaped, it's kind of rounded. And these fidget cubes, even though they look pretty much exactly the same except the colours are different, there are like slight variations. Like for example on this one you've got like this spinny thing, but it doesn't press in. But on another one, the spinny thing might actually like click in. So there's slight variations like that. And you've got this one, which is I think it's called Jade, like the colour and the pattern, and I just think it looks really nice. Then you've got this tiny keychain one. And then you've got some fidget cubes which double as fidget spinners. So this one, it looks like Kim Jong-un. I don't know if the designer purposely made it to look like Kim Jong-un or whether it's just a coincidence. But yeah, so that's like the fidget spinner part, so you lay that down and you can make him spin, but it doesn't really spin that well. It's kind of unstable and it doesn't spin for that long. And then you've got this this oddly shaped one. And then you've got this one which looks like a remote control. And then there's this one as well. It's like I think it's the paint that's on it. It kind of has a slight rubbery feel. And then you've got the Fidget Spinners. So this, I think, is a really nice looking one. It's like got these metallic colours on it, and it's got these ball bearings as well. So when you spin it, I think it's called centrifugal force. All the ball bearings will like come outwards like that. So you can spin it with one hand, and then when it slows down, the ball bearings fall inwards. You should be able to hear them in a minute. That's quite interesting. Then you've got this one, it's like horoscopes and stuff. Then you've got this really nice looking one. It does actually look as though it's gold plated, although I'm sure it isn't, 'cause I'm pretty sure it would have cost a hell of a lot of money. But I don't think I actually paid that much for it. Then you've got this one. Is it called a ship's helm? So the metal, it's like got like a rainbow effect on it, and I think a lot of my fidget spinners do look really nice. It's like I like them more for the looks rather than like what they actually do. I do think they are nice to look at. I mean, something like this, it would look quite nice, and maybe this as well. You know, would look quite nice just kind of displayed on the mantelpiece or whatever, like an ornament. This is like an atom. We've got this one. I think it's is it called a Quidditch? I think it's out of the Harry Potter movies. And then you've got this one, which I just think looks really cool. It kind of looks alien, if you know what I mean, like some kind of alien structure or whatever. And then I think that's kind of like I don't know if it's like a small glass ball or a small metal ball, but it's basically a spinning top, and it spins for ages. So I actually like this a lot more than the fidget spinners. It's weird, for some reason I don't really enjoy kind of looking at a fidget spinner spinning that much, but yeah, I enjoy looking at this when it's spinning. Not really sure why that is. And then we have this thing that you can just kind of twist around. You can just mess around with it. And then lastly we have this this shell. It was basically a meal which I did in the oven. I think it had like prawns in it and like bits of squid and like a cream sauce and stuff. And after I ate the meal, I thought it would actually be really nice to just clean this and just keep it, because I think it's quite a nice looking shell. And I noticed that it kind of feels therapeutic to just like move your fingers across it and stuff. It's like this side it's kind of rough, but then the other side it's like it's very smooth. And so yeah, I just threw it into the crate with the rest of the fidget toys. So yeah, that's pretty much all of them. So yeah, a lot of these are meant to help with stress and anxiety, and they're meant to help you focus more. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do like to occasionally use the bowling balls, like while I'm watching TV. I find them quite satisfying to use. I don't really think I found any of this stuff to help with stress when I was stressed, although I don't think I tried all of it out. The Fidget Cubes, I do find, unlike this magnet tie as well, I find that they do help. Like if I'm making a boring phone call, or if I'm having to like read loads of boring paperwork, it can be difficult to focus, to kind of take everything in. It's like my mind will just start like wandering. But if I'm just kind of messing around with something in my hand, like a fidget cube or whatever, it really helps me focus. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.